Let's go to the complete and narrated chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex 6. So, loading. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel, and before the content of this video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. This way you won't miss anything. And without further ado, let's go to the video. Page 1, cover. On the cover of this chapter, we see Shikamaru. The genius of the Kages is now the leader of the fire. Page 2. At the beginning of the chapter, we see the elders of Konoha in a meeting with Shikamaru. The elder says, "Boruto, the traitor." The other elder then says, "Why did he come back?" Shikamaru then says, "I don't know the truth, but looking at the result, we can't deny the fact that Boruto saved us from Code's attack, but he's missing again." The elder then says, "No matter what the problem is behind, listen, you must eliminate Boruto. It's a problem about trust in the Hidden Leaf, especially the attempt to assassinate Uzumaki Kawaki. The feudal lords are really upset not only about the budget as we may be in danger of losing control of the village." Shikamaru says, "I understand. So, excuse me." One detail, for the first time we see the back of Shikamaru's Hokage cloak and it's blank, nothing is written there, showing that he is not actually the 8th. Page 3. The elder then says, "Shikamaru, 3 years have passed, the deadline you proposed. Enough playing 8th Hokage. If we continue like this, not only the land of fire, but no other village will be pleased." Shikamaru then says he will go back to report. Page 4. The scene changes and we see Shikamaru in the Kage's room. Someone then knocks on the door. It's Inu who says, "Got it here, Shikamaru, the documents about." Shikamaru thanks and apologizes for making her fetch the documents. Page 5. Inu then asks what Shikamaru is going to do with it, with these reports of old missions. Shikamaru says, "Well, Thanks, Inu." Page 6. Inu then asks if this material is just an excuse, and asks for an explanation of what Shikamaru is actually looking for. Shikamaru then says he doesn't want the detection team to know about it. Also, Ida, Kawaki, and Amato, he asks Inu not to tell anyone about this. Inu says to Shikamaru that talking without a record is against the rules, and if he can't follow that, the conversation is over. Shikamaru says, "I can't trust anyone else." So Inu agrees and says, "Darn, okay, what do you want me to do?" Page 7. Then the scene changes and we see a conversation between Kawaki and Ida. Kawaki wonders about the awakened consciousness of the 10 tails and if Code wasn't in control of these. Shinju. Ida says she doesn't know why this happened, but that these transformations are completely different. Page 8. Ida adds that Code ran away from the place because he is at a level he can't deal with and she is worried about it. What would be their goal? They are not just after Boruto and Kawaki like Otsutsuki, but one of them wants the 7th Hokage. She doesn't know why, but they are after Uzumaki Naruto. She adds that they are after her life too. Page 9 and 10. Kawaki gets very angry about this, but says that the 7th is with him, so he just has to kill everyone anyway, it won't change. Then Demon, who is there with them, says that besides the 3 of them, the only ones who know the Hokage is alive are Boruto and Sasuke, and that no one will believe them because they are criminals. So if these monsters came after Naruto, won't that reveal Kawaki's lie? Kawaki tells Demon to stop talking nonsense. Page 11 and 12. Kawaki tells them not to worry about him, that he takes care of himself. Then he stands up. Ida asks where Kawaki is going. Kawaki says, "Don't worry about me, but watch me if you want." When Kawaki leaves, he sees that Mitsuki is at the door. Page 13. The scene changes to Boruto, Sarada, and Sumire. We see that Sarada is very embarrassed and thoughtful. "I hugged him with all my feelings, but I don't know what to say. There are so many things I want to say," Sarada says in her thoughts. Then Sumire takes the initiative and says it's been 3 years and she hopes he's doing well. Boruto replies that he's fine and asks how she is. Page 14. Then Boruto asks Sarada if she's also okay, and says he didn't expect her to jump on him like that when he arrived. Sarada, embarrassed, says she was really worried about him. Boruto says he knows that, and is happy that they are okay. Sumire asks if it's not dangerous for Boruto to be there. Kawaki could find him soon. Boruto says it's not a big problem, he's out of chakra so he won't be found by the detection team. But, page 15, Boruto says he's there to talk about his master. To talk to Sarada about Sasuke. Sarada asks what happened to her father. Boruto then says that he was absorbed by the Ten Tails. Page 16. Then the scene changes and we see Kawaki and Mitsuki talking. Kawaki then says, "He's here. I feel his presence." Boruto. We see a snake coming out of Mitsuki's arm. Page 17. The scene returns to Boruto, Sarada, and Sumire. Sarada says, "Absorbed? Are you talking about the tree, right?" Boruto then says that Sasuke sacrificed himself to save him, that he was defeated because of him. Sumire says that in the village, many people also turned into trees in the last attack, and asks what that is and why people other than Otsutsuki are being devoured. Boruto says that the existence of the Ten Tails is just to consume chakra with its instinct, and then it only feeds on Otsutsuki, at least that was the case in the past. Page 18. Sarada says, "In the past?" Boruto adds that for some reason they evolved into a Shinju. The scene changes, and we go to the Hokage's office. The detection team talks to Shikamaru that Mitsuki wants to talk to him. So Shikamaru contacts Mitsuki asking what is happening. Page 19. Mitsuki says that Boruto is somewhere in the village. Kawaki felt him. Shikamaru says he wasn't caught by detection, he can also hide his chakra like Kawaki. Mitsuki then says that he's probably in the southern part of the village. Tell that to Ida so we can find the exact location. Shikamaru says, "Wait, Mitsuki, and what about Kawaki?" Mitsuki says that Boruto will be able to feel him approaching, he's not a good choice for tracking. We see that Kawaki was erased by Mitsuki. Page 20. Mitsuki then says, "Please, 8th, be quick. I don't want him to escape this time." The scene goes back to Boruto, Sarada, and Sumire. Sumire asks about this Shinju transformation. Boruto says he's not sure, but Code's chakra may be affecting them through that claw mark. He's not a Natsutsuki, but he has a karma that came from Ishiki. So he believes that has some influence. Page 21. Sumire is shocked by the information. Then a voice reaches them. It's Shikamaru telepathically calling Boruto and saying, "It's the mind and body transmission technique. Respond without speaking, don't show expressions." Boruto says, "Shikamaru." Shikamaru then says, "Let me clarify. This conversation will not be intercepted by the detection team. I'm getting help from Ino herself, and this conversation will not be official or recorded." Page 22. Boruto says, "Hey, are you hearing me? You're the Hokage now? Are you doing this secretly?" Shikamaru says, "Yes, some people call me the 8th for now, but it's only temporary. I haven't officially assumed. I asked to wait 3 years for that." Shikamaru continues, "Something makes me want to trust you, so listen to me, get out of here without saying anything. There are pursuers coming." Page 23 and 24. So as soon as Shikamaru finishes speaking, a snake wraps around Boruto, instantly leaving Sumire and Sarada in shock. Boruto then manages to draw his sword and teleports to it, using a technique we've seen Sasuke use before. Then we see Mitsuki there, already transformed into his sage form. Page 25 to 30. Boruto says, "Mitsuki." Mitsuki says, "Finally. We finally meet, Boruto, I've been waiting for this moment." Sarada says, "Mitsuki, wait, listen to what we have to say." Mitsuki says, "I don't know what this guy told you, but I won't spare him, so stay away from here." Then action begins again with Mitsuki using his power. Several snakes heading towards Boruto. Boruto puts electricity on his sword and starts cutting Mitsuki's snakes. We see that Mitsuki tries to attack from the ground, but Boruto shows another power. He starts flying. Mitsuki looks up and says, "Otsutsuki." Page 30. Boruto, while preparing a strike falling from the air and wielding the sword, says still in thoughts using Inu's power, "Sarada, I promise I will save my master and also everyone who turned into a tree." We see that both Inu and Shikamaru also hear the promise made by Boruto. Page 32 and 33. Shikamaru still in thought says, "Konoha is thinking that they'll have to exterminate him in any case, not just the village, but that's the directive of the Land of Fire as a whole. I as Hokage preventing Mitsuki wouldn't make sense." Boruto says, "So you're getting into trouble?" Shikamaru says that now that he is the Hokage, there are things he cannot do publicly, but he is helping in his own ways. and that he wants help from Boruto too. Page 34. Shikamaru continues, saying to myself, I still can't accept this hypothesis. Amato's story. I never thought of it, but my memories could be false. It's hard to explain this. Boruto and Kawaki, their positions have reversed. This is a crazy hypothesis, but everything fits like this. We see Inu asking what Shikamaru means by this and if he is serious. Shikamaru then says he wants to hear Boruto's answer. Page 35. Boruto then says that he distanced himself from the village, and that he is in an inaccessible place. For Kawaki's tracking, Boruto then asks how long the transmission will last. Shikamaru says that Inu's power should be able to cover up to 100 kilometers from the village. Then Boruto says, I have some issues now. But we see that one of Mitsuki's snakes hid in Boruto's clothes, tracking him. The chapter ends with Mitsuki appearing and still chasing Boruto. End of chapter 6. As we saw, Boruto has another ally, Shikamaru, who is helping him, but this may complicate things for him. Did Mitsuki notice anything? And I believe we might actually have a fight between Mitsuki and Boruto in the next chapter, as he needs to get rid of Mitsuki anyway. As for Kawaki, another chapter of disappointment being knocked out, we'll see if in the next chapters he will shine. And this was the complete and narrated chapter. Never stop reading the official chapter because a lot can go unnoticed in unofficial translations. The chapter is officially released on the 18th, and Boruto Volume 1, containing chapters 1 to 6, will be released on February 2nd. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. Until next time, and thanks.